Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Chats with Mish. I am your girl, Misha, and we're just here to relax and chat. So, I'm sipping on some green tea. It's green tea with blueberry and lemongrass. Leave in the comments what are you sipping on. So, today I just want to talk about projections. My whole life I've dealt with projections, right? And projection is just a defense mechanism, as you can see on the screen, where an individual unconsciously attributes their own thoughts, feelings, or behaviors to others. This is done to avoid acknowledging or dealing with the traits within themselves. So, I've been guilty of being a projector and heavily been projected on my whole life. Um, and if you're a person that's always been projected on, you can see that no good deed goes unpunished when you are the person that's always in the seat of being projected on. You can be having the greatest intentions with contributing to someone and their experience, and they'll project their insecurities onto you and say that you're coming from a place of intention that you can't even fathom. It's not even in your mind. You're coming with pure intentions. That is a prime example of projection. And I had to do a lot of healing because when you live a life of being projected on by others because you shine bright and you don't know, as a young kid, it beats on your self esteem because you start to think something wrong with you. Like, what's wrong with me? No, you're just different, babe. You have a light that shines that you don't even know that others can pick up on. And it's not necessarily you have to do anything to be projected on. You can just walk in a room and people will project on you because the light that you shine, it shines on something within themselves that either they wish they embodied themselves, or I don't know. But it's definitely a self thing. It's a them thing, you know. Through my healing and being, just through life and going through different healings from different friend groups and family members and things of that nature, I had to learn it was never me because every situation I look back on, it was always me trying to help. And you have to be careful extending your help to people. I've had to learn that over life, over my lifetime. Your good intentions to help someone can be perceived as, I don't know, it can turn into them hating you and resenting you for helping them. And it has everything to do with their insecurities and their shame of having to, maybe use you for a situation in their life. Take a sip off that. I found myself a loner a lot because I am a lot. I'm a lot in a quiet energy though. Like I'm a powerhouse, a silent powerhouse. You wouldn't even know all the gifts and talents I have because I don't boast and brag about them. But when I get into action mode, when I start, like when that light turns on, I'm in go mode. And then if you was ever like, I think that's what causes a lot of the friction in past relationships, um, because people sleep on you because you aren't braggadocious, right? So they don't think you have all the gifts and talents that you do. And then something happens or requires you to come on stage, and the light comes on and you have to perform, and you go to pulling out all of these gifts and talents, and you go to doing all of these amazing things that they wish they had, but not just that they wish they had, which I believe everybody has their own gifts and talents. It's just they don't may have not believed in themselves, or they never even acknowledged it within themselves. So seeing you, just shine bright and perform naturally in your gifts and talents can bring a lot of resentment and envy, jealousy, and projection from others. And it will, a lot of people that are really good hearted people, like the majority of your introverts, most likely are introverted because they tried to be amongst people and were rejected in one way or another just by being themselves. And they've come to the conclusion of I don't have the force to try to be in anything, I'll just be myself and be authentically me. And that's where I'm at in my life. I do crave community. That's why I make my YouTube channel in hopes to building, a community of like-minded people. Um, but it can be a catch 22 because, again, people can perceive you in a way that you're not. They can project onto you different things that, you're not of. And so you have to be very wary on even trying to cultivate authentic connections with people nowadays because they'll project heavy nowadays because they move with bad intentions. They move with sneaky, motives and things of that nature. So they'll come at you with the same energy, even though you're not presenting that. You're not coming to the table with that. But because they are, or they have experienced it from others, they'll project that onto you. And I'm just in my phase of life where I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with other people projecting because I've done too much healing, and I'm still healing, but I've come a long way to get rid of the insecurities and to work on those on a daily basis. So I can't allow people who have their own to come and dump on me, like, no, go do the work and don't make me your scapegoat. And that's what I'm just not being people's scapegoat to point the finger at me when it's really should be pointing back at themselves. And I'm not the one to tell you that, right? Like, I don't have the energy to argue or correct the next person like that. You have to do that. That's a me thing. It really is. And I used to be a people pleaser, um, always trying to help people with solutions, fix their problems, right? And always neglected myself. And that was a part of just wanting to be included, wanting to be liked because of dealing with, you know, projections of others and feeling like you're just not a part. I just never was a part. I don't know. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from with that. It's just like you can be a part of a group but still feel like the Lone Ranger. And it's because you're just energy. Your energy is different, And it is like I like to say, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I am an actually strong, dark cup of coffee. And everybody can't drink coffee. Everybody don't like coffee. And everybody can't take strong black coffee. And that's what I bring. I bring deep stuff. Like I'm not shallow. I'm not surface level. And I can tell instantly when I'm amongst people that are on the shallow surface level um, type of frequency. I just weigh the room. You know what I mean? I weigh the room and see if my people are in there at all. And if not, I just quietly remove myself from the situation because, you know, when you become more aware of you, when you do the necessary work, when you actually go through the dark night of the soul, you actually, are stripped of everything. You start to go all the way back to childhood, up to your adolescence, your teenage years, your young adult years, and you start to see a pattern. And a lot of the patterns that you beat yourself up about, or you've built up, um, lack of confidence or self hatred or whatever, insecurities, that a lot of it was built up from outside sources of people. And you allowed it to penetrate you and then start affecting you and how you show up in the world. I've done that so much. And it's because, again, some people just have that shit you cannot teach. And I'm one of them. Like, I'm one of them. And it's time to stop, like, putting that on the, putting that in the back burner, like hiding it just to get along, to feel included. You know what I'm saying? Because if you shine too much, or you show you're a little too smart, you know, then there goes the resentment, and you start to feel it. Me, I feel it instantly. You don't have to tell me nothing. My intuition is so strong. Instantly, the moment you send that energy out, once it hits me, I feel it. And I might not speak on it, but I definitely move accordingly because I'm never pressed. And that's always been me. I will remove myself from friend groups, family. I don't care because I'm never pressed. I'm never pressed to be, you know, included. I'll do it for so long, like for I ain't gonna say so long, for a little bit, but my feelings, right? Once my feelings get full, I remove myself. It's like I'm learning not to question myself, question my intuition. When my intuition shows me the first time, that's when I need to remove myself because I notice when I don't, I only get my feelings hurt. And you get your feelings hurt by people that are coming from a place where you are not at. And so it hurts because, for one, somebody looking at you or coming at you and from a position that you're not even in. I'll remove myself because, before I go off, before I snap, because I'm a watcher, I watch a lot of things as well, right? So I sit and I'm very quiet. I watch the room, I watch the crowd or whatnot. I can sit and I'll soak in everything. And I could see the negatives and the positive in so much thing. I'm Libra. I have a lot of Libra. I have a Libra stellium. So I'm people pleasing, but I also will weigh things out. I'll wait a minute and weigh things out before I either make a comment or remove myself, detach from the situation completely and haul ass. And so I've just learned to lean more into that. Stop forcing myself on people. Like, I used to do that as a kid because I was a lonely child. I was the only child and the baby. My two older brothers, they was out of the house doing their own thing. So I had to learn to be to myself early. I had to learn to play and make my own fun and imagination early. And when I started getting out amongst other kids and things, I started seeing, jealousy, resentment, all of that stuff at a young age because I had what most kids my age probably didn't have because I didn't have to share. I literally was like a only child, so I had damn near everything I wanted. And so I started experiencing jealousy and bullying and things of that nature just because of jealousy. Like, bullying you for no other reason because other than they're jealous that you got something that they want. Other than asking you, can they hold it or play with it? Or, you know what I mean? So it started early with the projections and the jealousy and things of that nature. So I had to learn to be resilient. But in the midst of that, again, it built up the self doubt. It made my sun get dimmed. I dimmed my sunlight to appease, to get along, to go along, to get along. I did that a lot throughout my childhood and adolescence. Um, and either I was doing that or I found myself by myself with one or two friends. I just never been a crowd person because I pull in too much energy. I read the room and then I act accordingly. I've always been like that. And so that can be a plus or a minus. It's been a minus for me because I'm not a follower. So when you don't follow the gang or the most quote unquote popular person, you become the op, right? You become the odd one out. Because why you not over there kissing ass too? And I just don't. That's just never been my MO. I feel like connection should come organically, and that's because you're vibing on the same frequency. You guys, get each other. You have humor, you have deep conversations and understanding. And anything shallow, I just don't get with. Like, if you're not trying to go deep, then what are we in this for? Friendship, relationship, whatever, like um I'm just, you can go be shallow with anybody, you know what I'm saying? So cuz I take my friendships, I take my connections seriously. And so if I'm not coming to you on a shallow end, I'm coming to you with the deep dark Mercury energy, cuz I got Pluto in my third house. So I don't mind going with the dark talk. I don't mind going, deep with someone to help uproot things. And that's what I love to do, right? And so I've been around the wrong frequencies in my earlier days. And I thank God for healing. I thank God for, you know, evolving and being able to look back and see when I was the projector and when I was submitted to other people's projection, and forgiving myself for allowing those things to happen, forgiving myself for thinking I needed to go along to get along and not fully stepping into me, my true sunlight, and showing all that I am and being proud of that, whether it steps on other people's toes or not. A lot of us are holding back our gifts and talents of just helping people, just naturally being a giver, a lover, a sharer, because you got so many people full of hatred, full of negativity, because instead of them doing the work to find that within themselves, they rather rag on you because you are showing up and showing out in that light, in that frequency. My advice would be to continue to work on your self love so you'll be so, filled with self love that you can't be knocked down by other people's insecurities or projections, and it won't deter you off of your path. And so that is my chat, and I will see you in the next one.